day 85. Oh, it's coming to an end soon, in 2 weeks. So today, a theme that's coming up for me a lot for me is that I often talk about the fact that true freedom, true safety is an internal feeling. It's a state of being, and it shouldn't be at the whim of what's happening on the outside, the circumstances, the way other people treat us, the way we perceive it. So, and yet, of course, I am a human being, and I was raised in the same environment as everyone who is listening to me, and the pull of the conditioning of the way we were raised is that other people's behavior or choice of words as regards to us means something about who we are or our sense of our value, worthiness. And it's such a potent and insidious conditioning. It creates such an imprint in us that it's very difficult, even when I know what I know, to not fall prey to the inner voice that the inner critic or the inner judge that starts that is awoken every time when I perceive a kind of rejection or something like that. So it's really, really interesting for me to notice it in myself and to process it within myself. And what I find helps me is to kind of zoom out. I feel that ability to zoom out from this particular moment to a kind of a higher perspective usually helps me regain my footing. It doesn't mean that I'm leaving the present moment. I just have a larger perspective on it. And when I understand that there are so many factors in life in which I'm participating that have nothing to do with me, other people's choices, other people's considerations, other people's constraints are more about them, and I am just in this dance with them. So whatever it is that I am on the receiving end of course I'm impacted by it, but ultimately it's not so much about me, it's more of their own process, and it's theirs. It doesn't make me less good or bad, depending on what it is that they choose for themselves in regards to, coming into a relationship with me or not. And at the same time, when I try to make myself feel better by reasoning like this and, zooming out and everything, it's also really important to actually address that voice within that is feeling less than. Because what happens when we try to, there's a lot of positivity bypassing in our world today, and there are all these affirmations and all these things that we we do to make ourselves better, or to shift our perspective in a moment to make ourselves feel better. But what I'm finding more and more is what is really, really needed in that moment is also ability to sit with the feelings as they come up. So if there is a younger part of me who feels maybe rejected or neglected or feels like a failure, it's really, really important to actually sit with that feeling without denying it, and be here for it, and kind of listen to that voice and let it express itself. Because one of the reasons why we've been traumatized in our relationships growing up is that inability of caregivers or educational system to provide us the skills to actually sit with the feelings, not to make them go away by comparing to how much worse somebody else has it, or not to necessarily find a better angle at the situation and make ourselves feel better. It's really actually sitting in the humanity of the feelings that I'm feeling in the moment, if it is, a feeling of rejection, for example, and actually facing that feeling and understanding that I'm all of it. I'm powerful and I'm disempowered, and I am a woman of my age, and also there is a younger versions of me. So there is a lot of it's really, really important to be able to give our inner child and our younger parts this kind of nurturing parent figure that our own parents couldn't be for us. And it's a process that is not very straight or linear. At the same time, it's important to have a perspective on, a higher perspective on things, and yet attending to those what we call difficult feelings and really sitting with them. It's really, really important to feel it, so that it can be addressed and it can be just acknowledged, that sometimes all that our feelings need is to be felt. All right, everyone, see you tomorrow.